All right, good evening. We will go ahead and get started, and I would like to ask Mr. Savoy to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Akari and Mr. Smasinow will not be in attendance tonight. Next, minutes approval from July 24th, 2025 zoning board meeting. Any comments or questions?
No.
May I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes for July 24th,
Chairman,
2025?
Approve the meeting minutes for July 24th.
Second?
I'll second.
Mr. Quillen,
Yes.
Ms. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Savoy,
Yes.
Chairman Terhune.
Yes. Next is the town board referral for the draft comprehensive plan. The town board has submitted a draft plan to the ZBA for review and comment on. I ask all members, please review and submit comments. I will also draft comments. We have to submit that no later than September 12th. Nice. Good. So first on the agenda, I'd like to open the public hearing scheduled for 7 p.m. August 28th, 2025 for 12 Walters Court. The applicant, Michael Snow, is applying for a front yard area variance to accompany the construction of a proposed garage at their existing residence. There's an existing carport that the applicant will remove. The proposed footprint of the structure comprises the same area of the existing carport. The parcel is a corner lot and is subject to 2 front yard setbacks, 1 side yard, and 1 rear yard setback. The project is proposing a 0.3 foot setback from Emmett Street. This is a 0.309 parcel and is located in the R1 district. At our July 24th, 2025 meeting, the project was classified as a type 2 action under SECRA, making this exempt from further environmental review. So would the applicant please come up to the podium and explain to the board what relief you are seeking and why?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
before the applicant starts, the applicant is asking for basically the front setback towards his Walters Court address is established by the pre-existing home. So basically, the applicant's asking for a front setback on the side of Emmett. A corner lot creates 2 front setbacks. So he's only really asking for one front setback against the Emmett Street side.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Please.
I think Mr. Lewis hit the nail on the head there. Thank you. And one thing I would like to add is Emmett Street is a dead end street. 12 Walters Court being the last house on that street. So though there are 2 front side setbacks, it's a dead end road.
Can I get your name?
Yes, Justin McLean. Right.
Does the board remember? Do you have the picture for the map? Peter's back up. Awesome. Yeah, you remember it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just taking it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially the garage we're proposing is going to be a single car garage and it's going to exist within the footprint of the existing car.
Carport.
So we're not going any further than those bounds currently already there.
And the lot line is not at the street. Do you remember how far it is from the street?
The,
Can't remember.
Roughly the lot line.
Yeah.
From the edge of the road is probably 12, 15 feet.
Okay.
also, the applicant before you has a unique situation, as well as all three of these have different situations tonight, all three projects before the board. This one has a pre-existing condition. That's why the front setbacks pre-established. The house was built prior to our zoning codes. And where it's placed, obviously, in today's world would not meet our setbacks, but the applicant's home was built probably in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, you're matching the roof line too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Yeah, okay,
That would make.
yeah,
sense,
so come out, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And it is it 0.3 feet? Is that what the
Relief is, yes.
relief? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Would anyone from the public like to make a comment? Anyone on Zoom? May I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Make that motion.
I'll second it.
Mr. Quillen,
Yes.
Ms. Stevens,
Yes,
Mr. Savoy,
Yes.
Chairman Terhune.
Yes. All right, according to the zoning board of appeals, power and duties, the zoning board shall consider the following during the review of a proposed area variance. Whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance.
no, since it's already got the existing carport there, it's actually going to improve the looks of it.
I agree.
I agree with that statement too. It's
Yeah.
gonna follow the same roof line as the existing house and, the house was built probably back in the 50s or 60s when there wasn't the zoning that we had now.
Whether the benefit sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible or the applicant to pursue other than the area variance. I think because it's a pre-existing non-conforming lot, there's,
There's no place else really on the lot he could put it.
yeah. Whether the requested area variance is substantial. In terms of the relief, yes. It will point out the carport's there and the lot line is pretty substantial away from the street. But it,
It's like a pre-existing condition.
mhm. Whether proposed variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental condition in the neighborhood or district.
No,
No.
for the same reason, it's actually an improvement on it.
Yeah.
And whether the alleged difficulty was self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the Board of Appeals, but shall not necessarily preclude the granting of an area variance.
I guess it is because he wants a garage instead of a carport, but
But the lot,
The lot
the structure was
is-
built
is-
there prior.
right, yeah.
Okay. If there are any other questions or comments? There are none. I'd like to have a motion to approve the area variances as stated in the application for 12 Walters Court.
A motion.
Second?
Second.
Mr. Quillen,
Yes.
Ms. Stevens,
Yes,
Mr. Savoy,
Yes.
and Chairman Terhune.
Yes. Thank you. We will have a resolution to you signed tomorrow. You got it. All right. Next on the agenda is 429 Sodeman Ave or Sodeman Road. The applicant and owner, uh, Daniel Gaba. I was close. Gaba. I'll say it the right way. Yeah. All right. Is applying for a front yard setback variance is requesting an appeal of the interpretation rendered by the building department regarding the allowance of an accessory structure on a lot without an associated principal structure. The subject parcel is located at 429 Sodeman Road, comprised of 17.62 acres with approximately 616 feet of road footage, with an existing single-family home and detached garage barn structure. The applicant is proposing to subdivide the parcel to separate the detached garage slash barn from the associated primary building. So will the applicant's representative give us an overview of the nature of the area variance, why you're seeking it, which hardships you are experiencing, and exactly what relief or interpretation you're seeking?
Will do. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, my name is Matt Jones. I'm a lawyer. I practice in Saratoga Springs with Jones, Steves, Grassi, and I'm here with my client, Dan Gaba, who represents extended family, Gabas. Yeoman's work to Amanda down there, who was kind enough to indulge us this afternoon as we tried to make the logistics work on the computer. While unsuccessful, I think this may come up the slides. That's unbelievable. That's great.
She's really good.
And now we'll probably just go to the first screen. So the gist of both the interpretation and the zoning variance arises out of the lot here. This.
Can you take the microphone with you?
Oh, beg your pardon. Maybe. It's lit.
There.
Lots on either side of Sodeman Road that have been in the Gaba family for a very long time. I want to say some 80 years. The Gabas have been there. Dan was born there. Family has been there for literally 80 some years or so. Across the street, which is not in play for this application, is a larger lot which is vacant. On this lot up here exists a single family home and the infamous barn. Well, not relevant here. The lot next to it is owned by Dan's sister. So there's a healthy amount of Gaba family there now and have been. Most recently, Dan's father passed away in 2024, which has led to a couple of difficulties. One is break-ins. I've had an actual break-in there while it is uninhabited, and as well as an attempted break-in. So we are doing our best to try to move the process forward and see if we can't get it on the market for sale. I think, as you know from reading the application, the difficulty that we're trying to solve here is the barn and the house, which currently sit on a single family lot. The proposal, and there's an application before the planning board, is to subdivide the house off and to leave the barn. The difficulty with that is not a principal use and therefore inconsistent with the zoning ordinance, and triggering then the application for the variance. The second variance sought because when that should occur, we won't meet the setback. We'll have a barn within the setback for which we think relief is available. there. The barn is actually pre-existing, and we can also take advantage of the rule in the town of Milton with being able to use the for setback as an alternative to the mandate requirements, setback using distance between the road and the single family home on both sides. So the one side here would be, what's your sister's name?
My aunt, actually, Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah's house. And then we don't have one on this. And so the first one that you're able to find is around the corner on that road. So that's kind of the setup as to what's involved in this. I've made it more complicated than it needs to be. But we'll see if we can simplify it going along. The family wants to maintain a presence in the town of Milton, and they can do that by the retention of this property and a subdivided property and the aunt's property immediately to the north. That's important. It's important to our folks. At present now, what's before them is getting through the process here and then listing the house, the single family home for sale and so that a family can come in and live there. But we've got to solve the issue associated with the barn, and so that the barn can't be by itself without relief from the zoning board. And I think, and that lays it up. Amanda, okay, yeah, next slide. So I'm not going to go through all these. It's a kind of just a summary of the involvement of the family and the need for this application being triggered essentially by Dan's father a year ago. We can go on to the next one. So the proximity of the house to the barn is shown here. And the subdivision, the proposed subdivision, which may be on the next slide. And so the lot 1 and lot 2 is proposed, the single family home to the north, and the barn obviously remaining in its current status. That avoids all of the expense associated with relocating the barn. The subdivision would cure this issue with regard to a single family home and then a barn being subdivided. And then we've got to take care of the use being inconsistent with, by itself, inconsistent with the ordinance. And we can go on to the next. There was a time not long ago, some 20 years or so, when the barn was separate and apart on a separate lot, that in pink, with the single family home, kind of where the B is in here. That configuration got changed, and we think the reason that it got changed was a number of these lot lines were adjusted out of the surrogate's court. There has been a number of occasions in which there's a significant family here and properties were divided up, not so much by going to the planning board, but by the surrogate. And in which case we have so much land here, we want to divide it among 3 or 4 people, heirs to the estate. And so we think maybe that's what has happened along the way, as opposed to the route, which is obviously subdivision before the planning board. Next. So highlighted here from the zoning code that the rule associated, as I mentioned just a moment ago, the rule associated with having provisions to establish when structures are in residential districts may not be built anywhere within the setbacks of the 2 adjacent
structures on the same lot, on the same side of the street. Corner lots may have different. So the whole notion here is if you don't meet the setback, you have an alternative calculation, which is that if you are on a structure on either side, on both sides, you can use that as the setback, as an alternative to the that which is set forth above. In this particular case, 150-foot setback. And that's laid out in this in slide 7 here, just summarizing that very rule. And next. So the 10-foot setback here on 433 is 10 feet, very close. And here, if I'm reading it correctly, which is 43. I'm sorry, 826 Murray Street is 75 feet. And so you're able to take advantage of that and do a calculation so as to bring you within compliance of the rule. Next.
Real quick, sorry. On that last slide, you had 433 listed twice. Is the middle one supposed to be 429? Oh, that's the garage of it? Okay. So the garage is 10 foot and then the primary, the house is, okay, got it.
What's land for acres that goes with the house, if the house is subdivided from the barn?
If it's subdivided, it's just 5, is it? 5 acres.
5 acres.
Okay. Okay, next slide. Thank you.
And so that's the 433.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
This is the garage. Yep.
That's the house.
And that's the house.
Barn's the
But yeah, the barn is,
And that's the barn back there?
it is. And this is the one around the corner. So the criteria that you use over and over and over again, whether or not there's an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or in the detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of an area variance. Posit, no, there's nothing that is going to change tomorrow if this is granted that exists today. There's really just no movement. There's no new construction. Moving ahead with, if granted by the Zoning Board of Appeals, then following with the completion of the planning board's work on subdivision. Next. Whether the benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than an area variance. You don't see that. And again, in the absence of moving structures, which is not what we're doing, no structures on the far side of the road, on the other side, the larger parcel, and the structures that are there, the house and the barn will stay as is. Next. Whether the requested area variance is substantial, we don't believe so. The requested variance is not substantial in as much as there's virtually no change in the condition of the function. I think I said that in the first 2 items. For the house, the barn, and the vacant parcel on the east side, Sodeman with a relief which comes from the 150-foot setback. So literally, I don't know how I can say it a different way, but nothing is changing. Where the proposed variance will have an adverse effect on the impact of the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood. Clearly, no physical or environmental conditions are not changing. And lastly, I think where the alleged difficulty was self-created, it is. It is self-created, and which, as you know, is not fatal to the application. But the conditions giving rise to the relief, this is something that goes back years. The construction of the house and the construction of the barn are older structures, the barn being 2006. And I'd be pleased to take your questions, Mr. Chairman.
How far is the barn from the house, roughly the distance?
It's over 100 feet.
Over 100 feet.
Mr. Chairman, can I say a few things?
Yes, please.
Yeah, if the applicant's done. Yeah, the applicant has a unique situation. As he stated, it's a self-created issue with the subdivision. The ruling in question is dwelling accessory non-residential, which you have. Typically in the past, the reason why that is pretty much in the code is so when we subdivide lots or have a buildable lot, that we don't get a lot of accessory use structures popping up on the lot and having property maintenance issues or just having it as a collection area. I think that's the purpose of this. The applicant before you, as he stated, has a family history in the area for almost 100 years. Very notable family, very respected family in the community. I don't think that will be a collection site personally, but with it, the non-residential dwelling on it creates issues with the subdivision. That's why he's before you. Personally, it is a restrictive thing that we have in our code for somebody's property, but the intent of it to the board was to keep from having a collection area. And as I said, I don't think in this use, to me, if we get another application, I've been here for many years, haven't had another subdivision ask of this with a accessory use building on it to be subdivided. So the reason being is these are kind of the guinea pigs before you, since I've been here, for you to evaluate the use, the accessory use on a subdivided lot. The way that it sits now, it is a permitted lot. He's got a house with a barn on it. It was granted. He's in compliance. What makes it non-compliant is a subdivision. So he's here before you to try to get the relief from that. And personally, we have mechanisms in our code that we can enforce to stop that. This is the early warning part of a property maintenance thing. We have property maintenance codes for the town and property maintenance codes for the state, which can be enforced on a property like this if it were to happen, be a collection parcel. So personally, as a enforcement agent, I don't have an issue with the accessory dwelling being on a parcel. It's just that it should come before the board, the zoning board, you guys as appointed officials to make a decision of your side. But we do, obviously, the way that it reads is it's an ancillary use to a primary use. And that's an accessory, that's the definition of an accessory structure.
Yeah.
I guess the first question is, why do we want to keep the barn? What is,
The alternative is to park all the equipment
Can I
across the
have you
street.
talk to the microphone?
The alternative is to park everything in the field and cover it with a tarp. I mean,
sure.
it's really to store 2 tractors, all the equipment that we need to just maintain the property.
And that's a lot across the street.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that lot? Just a lot that you maintain or?
It's the old farm field. It's part of the
Okay.
farm. It's a 40-acre parcel.
Basically, in the old days, it was problem. So, Mr. Chairman, basically in the old days, prior to the subdivision regulations, the roadway creates a separate SBL and separate parcel. So when the Gabas owned the whole corner, the actual Metro Metals and the whole lot, as he stated, they subdivided between the family. And now with our subdivision regulation, that street divides the 2 lots and he has the maintenance equipment on one.
Which lot was where your father had the junkyard?
It was my uncle. So that was where, if we go back to the slides, where all the solar fields.
Oh, where the
Metro
solar farm was, okay.
The solar farm is in the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where Metro Metal actually operates is where,
Yeah.
Sorry, no.
Is that lot still being used as a farm? Are you using the current lot if subdivided as a farm either, or
I'm not,
is that lot across the street, your lot, being used as a farm?
we use it for, I mean, we have somebody comes in and mows it.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, to that extent.
So it's still in use.
Amanda, any chance that you could go to slide 2?
Oh, we got more.
Okay. 100 feet away, that's pretty long. This one. I can't reach it. That dimension, you know, can you read that dimension? I can't read that. I can't. I blew it. Yeah, it's off the setback, off the, what? I can't read that dimension. Can you read that?
92.7.
92.7. Who's that? I blew it up on. Yeah. Mike, it's fine. Yeah, right.
Right.
He said, "Hey, what's
Okay. Yeah.
I can see this is 332.42 feet. Okay, so it's almost 100 feet off the road. And then you got a driveway. The driveway would remain, there for the barn?
Yes.
Yeah, that would stay in place? That nothing would change there? No.
I think that's true across the board, just nothing will change on either side of the road.
Just basically property line.
Correct.
Yep.
So what I'm gathering is you need storage to maintain and keep the lot across the street, and you want to sell the house. Simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a vacant park, a vacant house, or a property.
That was your uncle's house? That was the family, uncle house?
My uncle's house was the one that,
Yeah.
where the.
Yeah, okay. Mhm.
For the, I guess for the barn, I think you mentioned before that the barn use would be inconsistent with code. I guess what did you mean by that? I guess I'm still trying to wrap my head on, obviously there's equipment in the barn. You said you also have people who come and mow it.
Yeah, there's a farmer who comes and mows the fields across the street.
Sorry, it's we record everything, so we need them on the microphone.
We have a farmer who comes and takes the hay off the 2 lower fields.
And he uses the equipment in the barn.
He uses our equipment and his equipment.
Okay.
And then the rest of the fields, if you're looking at the rest of the red area, the wooded area, is what we use. We brush hog and a mower to just keep it mowed down.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. You don't want to. Are you trying to keep the barn and property within the family primarily? Is that the overall goal? Keep that lot?
We don't have a place to store any of the equipment that we have.
Okay,
Sell the house and that property. If we sell that property, we have no place to store anything.
gotcha. And you're just using it for that lot? Was it aunt?
My aunt lives next door.
Okay. You're using it for her property too?
No,
No, okay,
no, she has people that maintain hers.
okay. It almost seems like like a commercial use. You're paying the guy or he has his equipment in there too, just for your lot?
He just,
All
he
right,
just, he'll use a tractor to mow like the edges, our brush hog, and then he mows it and takes the hay off. But I use it, he does that once a year,
okay,
maybe.
yeah,
So I use the brush hog to mow the fields, keep the fields, all the roadways through the property to keep it clear. Because our property extends all the way through to Stone Church Road.
got
So
it.
we have another parcel beyond this parcel
Okay,
that I also,
got
so it's a
There's
hundred
somewhere
acres
to-
stuff to maintain.
it. Yeah, okay.
Can't do it with a weed whacker. You got
No,
weed tractor, we got a brush hog, and then you've
you
got.
get a really wide push mower, yeah.
Really You know, you get Yorker, you get all that stuff, and I don't want to leave it outside, so the barn's the place to put it.
Okay,
Logical place to keep it. I suppose we could build a barn across the street, but zoning code doesn't allow me to do that, so I'm kind of.
yeah, there's no structure on
Putting it
there
out in the field under a
already.
tarp, or trying to get the subdivision so we can keep our stuff in the barn.
Okay. And then in terms of the interpretation, and are you accepting this as an accessory structure and you just want a variance for the accessory structure to be on the property?
So the answer to that is yes.
Okay.
Is a variance for that to be there. That in the absence of a variance, we don't comply with the variance, obviously, we do.
Yeah, okay.
And then with the setbacks, if we had our way, we would urge a determination on the variances, both setback and with respect to the barn, because that, in our view, would moot the any further action on the interpretations.
Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
Again, on the front setback, the section of code that you're reading, I believe, primarily applies to principal structures. So your principal structure to the house next to you can be set. If you look in our code deeper and the accessory structure use, there are setbacks that have to be equal to or at a certain distance back behind the primary structure. That's why it's without a primary structure on it, you can't utilize that section of code that allows you to establish your front setback by your neighboring house. That would be for your principal structure. Your accessory still has to apply to all the sections of code, which is side or rear yard or 150 foot, depending on the size. If it's the size of the barn, and I don't really know the size of the barn, but if it exceeds 750 square feet, an accessory structure, it becomes a utility use and has to meet the principal, the area and bulk for that district. So depending on the size, I believe it's over 750 square feet in size. So then it becomes a utility use and is subject to all the area and bulk. And because it is not a primary structure, the front setback doesn't apply. That's why I had him come before you for the front setback from 150 to 92. That helps,
Okay, so.
in my opinion.
And obviously tell us if we're not reading it right. But so you're looking for two separate, I guess, variances. One on the accessory non-residential building, which if that one goes, then we need the front yard setback. Okay. Okay.
So as I said, would moot the discussion on the interpretation because the outright seeking variances to those two.
Yeah.
The use and the setback.
And it's gonna be used exactly what you've been using it right along. Nothing's gonna change there. Nothing's changing. Okay.
I have a question for Mr. Lewis. Thank you. There are procedures in place so that if they did sell it and someone else tried to use it for something else, say a business, that would be,
Well, I don't, yeah, anytime it comes to business in the R2, they're subject to what your next applicant is, special use permit, site plan review. If they're creating a business that doesn't conform or isn't permitted in the zone. But the applicant's trying to, again, just subdivide the parcel into two, creating the barn on one parcel, the house on the other parcel. By doing that subdivision, that's why he's before you guys. He was pitching the subdivision. We said, we can't allow him to do that without you guys reviewing it, making a determination on that section of code, the dwelling non-residential and the front setback. And that's what he's before you guys. But as far as any business going there, they would be subject to the planning board review more than likely. The R2 is limited on what types of business, farming operations and agricultural operations are permitted, and some daycares and things like that might be permitted. You'd have to look at the use variance, but
okay,
they'd be subject to planning board review.
okay, thank you.
For the record, no commercial plans. There's no plans for any kind of a business or anything to go there. It's really just a store, tractors, trailer, side by side, tools, chainsaw. That's really what it's for.
And that's exactly what you've been doing right along. Just,
Imaginary line going between the two
yeah, just it's a line.
with different owners.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. If I could conclude.
Yeah, please.
On this note, there are 4 members present. Obviously, this is not an inexpensive endeavor for a client to come. If members want to do so and express their views so that we could make a decision as to whether to seek a full board of 7 or would we be content with a board of 4?
We are a board of 5.
I beg your pardon.
So there's only 4 in attendance today. So we can still, are you talking about scheduling a public hearing?
No. No, just, we would benefit from the thoughts of the members, the 4 who are sitting here.
I agree. And typically, I know I like going to the sites and the properties to get a better understanding. I know Mr. Smasinow, who is not here, does as well. And we spoke about this when he let me know he wasn't going to be here today. So I would imagine he'll reach out and I'll encourage him. Perfect.
And that's fair.
Yeah,
With that, we'll see you next month. And
we'll see.
if not,
Okay. But yeah, we'll if you sit down, we'll wrap up I need a motion to schedule it. So I think we'll be all right. Does the board feel the application is complete?
Yes.
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 Okay, may I have a motion to declare this a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Brody?
Mr. Savoy.
Sorry.
Mr. Quillen,
Yes.
Miss Stevens,
Yes,
Mr. Savoy,
Yes.
Chairman Terhune.
Yes, and may I have a motion to schedule the public hearing for this application next month, September 25th, 2025 at 7 PM.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Chairman.
I'll second.
Mr. Quillen,
Yes.
Miss Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Savoy,
Yes.
Chairman Terhune.
Yes. We will see you next month. Is there a time I'll call you? Is there, does that work to schedule a time for me to come out? Okay. To the board too. Okay. Very good.
No,
Thank you, members of the board.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Yeah.
You're good. All right.
All right.
Next, 1118 Middle Line Road.
No.
The applicants, Tom Wheeler and Carl Wheeler, AJ Signs, and Adam. Thank you. Are applying for a use variance at the existing site of Sherman Tile. The applicants are seeking approval for of a use variance to allow for light manufacturing in order to allow for sign manufacturing at this location. The property is owned by, Paratech Enterprises. I think I got that. Okay. The affiliated owner is Rick Sherman, who has provided their authorization for this application. The site is approximately 1.22 acres with a 260 foot of frontage on Middle Line Road and is zoned in R2. The existing commercial and multi-family use at this site is pre-existing non-conforming and was established prior to the application of the R2 zoning regulations. So can the applicant or representatives give us an overview of the nature of the use variance, why you're seeking it, and what hardships you're experiencing?
I'm Tom Wheeler with Adirondack Signs. Basically, Sherman Tile Building, I'm sure you all know. It's been Sherman Tile forever. It actually predates the code. The building's unique. It's in a residential agricultural area, operates as a tile store with 3 apartments in the back right now. It's been on the market for some time, very little interest. We at Adirondack Signs think that we can make this work as a sign shop for us. Our current location's for sale, we've outgrown it, so we need to leave. So basically what we want to operate is a sign company in that building. Adirondack Signs primarily does graphics, a lot of print work. In terms of the building, over time, we'll make some changes, improvements. It needs some facade work, roof, things like that. In terms of traffic, really, we don't get a lot of retail customers. People don't come to Adirondack Signs for a sign. Typically, they'll call, they'll email, and then we'll go out and see them, make their sign and install it. So much likely less traffic than the tile store has now, where people go in and pick their tile and that kind of thing. So in terms of impact in the neighborhood, really no impact. If anything, less traffic than there is now. Very little change.
Oh, where's your business located now?
72 Boston Avenue, Saratoga Springs, are right, we're
Oh,
kind of residential.
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Right in the corner.
on that, right on
No,
that corner
yeah.
there, yeah, okay, okay,
Yeah.
We got
yeah.
Houses and apartments all around.
Mm-hmm.
And The plan is to keep the three apartments in the rear.
Yes.
Okay.
Leave those just the way they are. They're all redone and nice.
And
Chairman, if you don't mind.
yeah, please.
Yeah, as the applicant said, it's, the property has been Sherman Tile, for almost 70 years as an active business in the R2. It predates any zoning code that we obviously have in the R2 district. We have a couple locations in the town that really have to be looked at for the situations like this. It's been a occupying business for over 70 years with restrictions on it after an applicant moves out, and the building pretty much is retrofitted for a business. So the hardship is, it's a great hardship. And we've had multiple applications before the board like that have had issues and have to come before the board for a use variance. I think after review of you guys and seeing what it is, in like, in my opinion, we in the comp plan, we need to address situations such as this, parcels that we have in the town such as this. But it is a pre-existing business that operates in the R2, as the Sherman Tile has functioned for many years out of there with, as the applicant said, multiple trucks in and out. I had the ability to talk to the applicant when they came in, and their goals are to pretty much not change anything and to operate out of the structure itself with minimal changes. I just wanted to bring that to the board's opinion with the meeting that I had with him.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Is there in regards to, if you were to run the business out of that that building, I guess what are the hours of operations that you guys typically run?
8 to 4, that's what our typical restrictions are.
Is that when, business open, or you're doing the light manufacturing, or is that 4 o'clock, doors closed, people leave?
That's what our schedule is, yes.
Yeah, okay. And for the board, light manufacturing, in our town code is defined as assembly, treatment, processing, or packaging of products that does not emit objectionable levels of smoke, noise, dust, odor, glare, or vibration beyond their property boundaries. Probably less dust than tile.
And large format printers is mainly what we have, flatbed printer.
Okay.
How many employees do you have?
There's typically 8 We have 2 part-timers and they alternate, when one's in, the other one's not. We actually have, they overlap one day. Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any weekend work or anything like that down there?
Not if we can help, but
Try not to.
please don't.
No, I just had to ask that question. But like your basically work schedules from like 8 to 4.
8 to 4. And usually if I got additional work to do, because I'm the managing partner, I remote in, and do that, that's what it is, they're leaving 4 o'clock employees, they're out the door.
Is the building itself, this is bigger, larger in size than what you're working at right now?
Yes.
Saratoga?
About 4 times.
Okay.
Have you, one of the One of the things we have to consider is, the applicant cannot realize a reasonable return, provided the lack of return is substantial as demonstrated by competent financial evidence. I would assume you're moving into a larger building, because business is doing well. Is there, what do you have in regards to that, right? Because, we're probably not in the sign business. Fairly sure.
Seller, they can't sell this building. So
Okay.
unless a tile store wants to go there, whoever buys it's gonna be before the board.
Yeah.
This variance. There's been almost no interest in this building.
And we don't think that, that location versus where you are now, nearly downtown Saratoga is going to have any impact
Adverse impact on the.
financially.
On the business?
Yeah.
No, we're at a point where our location isn't driving us anymore. Our biggest obstacle is our space. This is larger. I think we're a perfect fit for it. I looked at it as, this is a great building for us. I don't see what else somebody else would do with it.
Yeah.
It's an anomaly.
So it needs to be a business that doesn't need the downtown traffic.
Yeah, because you said that all your customers usually get in touch with you through email or something. They don't come in and
Email or call.
it's not a shopping site.
No, we gotta go out and look at their business, see, where the sign's gonna go, talk to them. So yeah, they reach out to us to do their emails.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have customers dropping in.
Rarely.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a lot of traffic going in and out per se. I mean, you might have somebody come in there and pay a bill or something like that, but as far as,
That we can do online.
yeah, and
UPS guy.
Yeah.
it's, yeah, it sounds to me like your business is more remote on computer, a digital format, so, I mean, versus somebody coming there and being there, during,
Yeah, we're not relying on the retail traffic.
yeah. And you are in a remote area though.
Yeah.
You are out in the boonies.
I think they want it that way.
Yeah.
Mr. Lewis, what is the business defined as now? Is it light manufacturing now?
It's a pre-existing business that was established prior to, it would probably be retail. I don't know what Sherman has, but I'm sure they never came before the board for a special use permit. They were in business prior to us even have a town hall. They were issuing back then they were working out of a funeral parlor. So the business has been there and established for multiple years with no review by the town. The town then created zoning, has changed and morphed the zoning from 2 acres to 5 acres to a rural residential with 2 acres to a rural residential with 5 acres. And in that time of zoning changes kind of left the businesses that were functioning in a limbo state, as you see before you, which we really don't have any place to put them without a variance or without approval from you guys. And then they would have to go before the planning board for their special use permit application. And the catch 22 is the permitted uses in the R2 zone are limited because of that R2 restrictions that were applied by the town.
And the other thing too is that these businesses were before R2 was ever even thought of or developed.
There were zoning districts. I don't know back in the 60s or 50s, 56, I think is the established date of Sherman Tile. I would imagine there was an R1, R2 district. There was, it was basically just starting out. And people were, I mean, a lot of things back then don't even have COs and permits and things like that. That's just the way that it operated back then. But it's a pre-existing non-conforming use in the R2, as it states. And the applicants before you, what are what are the uses that he can do with that? And that's why the applicant's before you. Again, to Mr. Chairman, this is a good one to bring up as a reference to the comp plan for the zoning board to address with the comp plan.
Is
So-
the tile store going out of business? Is the tile business closing?
Yep.
It doesn't have a category.
Category or not, somebody's got it classified. You can ask them about it later.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Are you writing something? Yeah, what we were just looking at is for non-conforming uses in the zoning code 18067C modification, a non-conforming use shall not be changed to any other non-conforming use. A non-conforming use shall not be changed to any other use within the same change to any other use within the same use category as shown on the district schedule of use regulations without prior approval of the Board of Appeals. And then only to a use which, as determined by the Board of Appeals, is of the same or more restricted nature. So that's why I asked if it was categorized as light manufacturing.
I don't, again, you mean Sherman Tile?
Yeah, nothing.
Retail.
Retail, wholesale, I don't know their
Okay.
business, to be honest with you. That would be a question for them. Again, the Board of Appeals is you guys.
Oh, yeah.
So you're the Board of Appeals.
Yeah.
So you're the ones that determine that. Technically, they're doing projects. They have a display center. If you go to Sherman Tile, you can still go there. They have a showroom,
they have a showroom?
display showroom.
You guys have one?
Do we?
A showroom? Yeah.
Small, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So it'll be, I don't know what they do in the back, if they make tile things and send them out or just sell tile. I don't know what Sherman Tile does. I know they've done multiple bathrooms over the years and in multiple kitchens, and they do a great job. I've seen some of their products out there, but as far as the light manufacturing to wholesale retail, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I don't know their model for their business.
Thank you. Someone from Sherman Tile here? Awesome. Could you come up to the podium real quick? Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's the same use. Same use category, yeah.
You don't need it there.
Okay. Can you explain, I guess, what you do in the building now? Kind of all aspects. Obviously, we know a showroom, probably some, I don't know, like manufacturing in the back. What goes on there?
All the above.
Okay.
In other words, we take
We have retail in the front. We have stores in the back for retail business that we do from the front.
Okay.
We have an installation company that takes in, that's where we put our trucks as storage, et cetera.
Is that on the site?
Yeah, right in the.
Okay.
Inside the building. And then,
What, what are you doing to the tiles? Are you cutting tiles back there or? Okay.
have done some light manufacturing because say, for instance, you wanted to put your initials in this floor, we would fabricate that back in our back warehouse and then come and install it in your area.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And you do like design there too?
Yes.
Okay. Consultations. Oh yeah, please.
Rick Sherman.
Sherman Thomas. Thank you. I appreciate it, Mr. Sherman. Okay. So the Adirondack signs, you have a small showroom. You have trucks that make deliveries for installations. You do a little fabrication there. Installs. You do designs, consultations. Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
They were doing.
If you look at it, it's just a different medium.
Yeah.
Almost doing the same thing,
That's all.
it's just a different medium.
They have to prove.
Whether
You
child
approve it, you just
or
don't have to
you
get
know,
on
things, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this part right here. It's their approval of the board.
So I just have to.
It makes sense. The other, the question, do you think once you move into this facility, is there a potential down the road that you'd outgrow that facility too? Or you think you,
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this since 1990, so, you know, I've gotten to this level.
yeah,
53, I'm not looking to take on an army. You know,
Okay.
I'm pretty content where we are, I just want more space.
yeah, you want more space to work, yeah. And like they said, you got deliveries coming in, you have material delivered, and then you work with the material inside, and you take the material to the site.
Yeah, you know.
Basically similar just what they were doing with the tire.
Exactly, you don't want to build outside.
No,
We want to do everything inside, that's what we do. So, you know, it's like-
turn that thing.
Okay. Thank you. We're just trying to clarify a few things. Okay, any other questions?
No.
Okay. You have a seat. Thank you. Does the board feel that the application is complete?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, may I have a motion to classify this action as unlisted and to undertake an uncoordinated review?
I make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
And may I have a motion to schedule the public hearing for this application? Oop, sorry. Yeah, we got to
Mr.
vote.
Quillen,
Yes.
Ms. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Savoy,
Yes.
Chairman Terhune.
Yes. Now may I have a motion to schedule the public hearing for this application next month,
Thank you.
September 25th,
I'll make the motion.
7 PM.
I'll second it.
Mr. Quillen,
Yes.
Ms. Stevens,
Yes.
Mr. Savoy,
Yes.
Chairman Terhune.
Yes. And any other comments, questions tonight? No? May I have a motion to adjourn today's meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All concur.
All concur?
All concur.
Welcome.
Yep.